Thanks, Tara. In mid-2024, 9% of sites blocked AI traffic. But towards the end of 2025, that number had increased to 37%. Blocking quadrupled in just over a year. But here's the thing. AI traffic surged 300% anyway. Blocking doesn't work. And Gartner predicts in 2026, 25% of search shifts to AI agents. Well, that's now. A third of websites are blocking, but traffic tripled anyway. You can't block the future. You can only work with it. And most APIs, well, they're blocking as well, and they're leaving money on the table. Today, I'm going to show you why that's happening, and more importantly, the three patterns that separate APIs that capture this traffic from the APIs that don't. Now, look at this archive, millions of songs. When you and I want to listen to music, we can browse. We're chaotic. We explore, we jump around, we discover. We create accounts, fill in sign-up forms, browse the entire catalog. This works for us. But look what happens when an agent tries to access just one song. The agent hits a wall. An access token is required. But the problem is an agent can't get a token unless I give it one. Agents can't create accounts. They can't fill in sign-up forms. They can't browse the catalog. This is the subscription. I want to access just one song, but the API forces me to subscribe to millions. All or nothing, and for agents, that means nothing. Let's look at a second approach, the jukebox. With a jukebox, I can pay for just the song that I want to play right now. I insert a coin, make my selection. I don't subscribe to the entire catalog. I just pay for what I play. This time, when the agent requests a song, it gets a response that it can understand. Same request, different architecture. The agent can read this. It knows what went wrong, and it knows what to do. 50 pence for the song. It can decide if it's worth it and proceed autonomously. This is the jukebox. Pay for what you play, transparent pricing, agent ready. Same request, different outcome. What makes an API agent ready? Three patterns, that's it. Just three patterns separate agents that work, or APIs that work with agents from APIs that don't. Let me show you. So what's the first pattern? An agent needs a map. If your API returns unstructured responses, generic error messages, plain text, inconsistent formats, it's like handing an agent a maze. It doesn't know how to move forward. But if your API returns structured data, JSON with clear fields, HTTP status codes, well, that's like giving step-by-step directions. The agent knows exactly how to move forward. Remember what we just saw. The subscription returns 401 unauthorized and access token is required. We've hit a wall and we can't move forward. The jukebox returns 402 with payment details. The agent knows exactly how to proceed. Without machine-readable responses, agents can't do anything. They can't understand errors. They can't know API requirements. They can't know how to proceed. This is pattern one. Make every response machine-readable. Okay, so we have made our responses machine-readable. But what about authentication? Well, with traditional auth, using API keys or sessions, every request hits the database or the cache. Does this key exist? What can I access? And if I give my agent my API key, it becomes me. If I want to revoke agent access, I have to change my credentials with the service provider. Now, the industry is solving this with stateless authentication. Everything required to verify agent access is contained within the request itself. No session lookups, no agent pre-registration. There are two main mechanisms. The first is payment-based. I make a payment, I access the resource. Straightforward, simple. Just verify the payment and we're done. The payment is the authorization, just like the jukebox. But for situations where that's not always an option, where you need an identity for audit logs, for example, we have web bot auth. This time, the agent carries a token with dual identities. The agent and me. We verify the signature, and we're done. And with web bot auth, I can revoke agent access without affecting my own. Two mechanisms, one stateless principle. Everything required is in the request itself. This is pattern 2, the pass. Verify, don't remember. Now you know when you hammer the refresh button when a page won't load. Well, that's every AI agent. No response retry. Server error retry. That's how autonomous systems work. They don't wait, they don't ask permission, they just retry. Well, what if the agent retries after the first request succeeded? Do you charge twice? Do you process twice? Do you ship 2 orders? Without safe retries, you have a problem. Duplicate charges, duplicate processing, duplicate orders. The solution is item potency keys. Every request carries a unique key. Now that can be a hash of the payment proof or the request signature. Check your cache. If you've seen this key before, return the cached response. If not, process it, cache it, return it. Same item potency key, same response every time. No matter how many times the agent retries, you process once, you charge once, you ship once. This is pattern 3, the button mash. Same input, same output every time. So how do these 3 patterns work together? Let me step you through it. First, the agent makes a request. It wants to access some content. Your API responds with everything the agent needs to move forward. How much it costs, what it gets, what the next steps are. The agent can read this, evaluate if it's worth it, and decide. That's the map, machine-readable responses. The agent can now obtain a token with a payment proof or its identity in mind. Cryptographically signed. Everything required is in the request itself. No session lookup. That's the pass. Stateless authentication. Now the agent can make an authenticated request with an item potency key. If the network hiccups and the agent retries, your cache recognizes the key and returns the cached response. No duplicate charges. That's the button mash, item potency. And finally, success, the agent gets the content. But here's the thing. The industry builds the standards. You design APIs that work with them. IETF defines the protocols. Visa and MasterCard provide the tokens and the payment rails. Infrastructure providers implement it. Your job, design APIs that work with these systems. Structured responses, token verification, item potency handling. This is how agent-ready systems work. So why does any of this matter? Well, first, if you design for agents, you build APIs that scale better. Stateless means that you can easily add more servers. Item potency means that retries don't cause bugs. And structured responses make debugging easier. Secondly, agent traffic is coming whether you're ready for it or not. The internet is becoming a prompt bar. People won't browse your website anymore. They'll ask Claude to book their flights, order their dinner, find what they need. And if your API doesn't work with agents, you become invisible. And third, APIs that prepare win. The standards are being finalized. X402, IETF, Visa, MasterCard. Infrastructure is being built. The APIs that work with it, they thrive. The ones that insist you create accounts and log in, they're going to get left behind. So how do you get started? Well, there are three things that you can do. The first and the simplest, check your logs. I ran this query last week and found Claude code hitting our APIs. Do you know if agents are hitting your APIs? Well, check your logs. Second, structure your error responses for your primary APIs. The example here shows 402 payment required with payment details, but the same principle applies for any error. 401 with registration information, 403 with permissions, whatever. Make your responses machine readable. When agents hit your APIs, can they understand what went wrong and how to move forward? And third, add item potency key support. Now this one's hard. The table over there know this. We've implemented it. You cache immediately. You update at every step of processing. If your internal network drops, you can get stuck. Internal retries don't work the way that you expect. It's complex. But duplicate charges cost you customers, so it's worth the pain. Are retries to your APIs safe, or are you charging twice? Are you processing twice? Are you agent ready? 25% of search shifts to AI agents this year. The internet is becoming a prompt bar. You've seen the three patterns: the map, the pass, the button mash. You know what to do. And agent-ready APIs, well, they win. They work with the standards, they thrive. The shift is happening now. The internet is becoming a prompt bar. The next wave of clients won't use browsers, they won't create accounts, they won't fill in forms. This is your opportunity. Build the jukebox, not the subscription. Which API will you build? Thank you.